Shala, our streaming yoga studio. One more chat. Chloe says, oh my God. Is that about the button, Chloe? If it is, yes, it's totally working. Yeah, I coded it. So there's this whole new feature, so you don't have to look through your emails and find the link. You will still get a confirmation email that will be there that like, yeah, you signed up, and it will have the link in it, but we have a new feature. So it's pretty good. Cool. Oh, good morning, Jonah. Excellent. Mom, I don't know what's happened to you. Oh, well. Maybe, I don't know. She's having obstacles. Last thing, let's email Mom so she's happy. Okay, so my friends, this week we have been working thematically through all the energies of the planets, which correspond to the energies of the days. Monday is the day of the moon, Lundi. Mardi. Tuesday is the day of Mars, will, action, strength. Wednesday, Mercredi, is Mercury's day for communication, kind of quick moving action. Thursday is Jeudi, Jupiter's day, day of auspicious goodness. Friday, Vendredi, Venus's day, this day of opulence and love and abundance. And then Saturday, we come into the day of Saturn. And Saturn is the planet that, that really invites us to be patient. It's the planet that invites us into solitude, into being alone, into solace. And at its low level, this energy is one of anxiety, of, intense anxiety. Then transformed and becoming more rajasic, it becomes really worldly ambition and doing things in the world. And then at its highest level, it becomes Shantam, it becomes peace. So Saturn's energy is crystalline, it's a crystallizing, hardening energy. It's about discipline, it's about stability and strength. And actually, astrologically, Saturn went into its own sign, Capricorn, right at the beginning of this year. And this is not actually the astrological conditions that set us up for this whole pandemic, but it is the part of the pandemic reaction and response that makes us all go home and be alone. Saturn kind of puts everyone on time out. It's like the energy that's like, go home, be alone, sit down, be quiet, and meditate. This is the energy of Saturn, and Saturday is Saturn's day. So we'll practice, the colors of course are black, dark purples, so we'll practice with the energy of Saturn to come into this deep Shantam, this deep peace. So resting the hands in the lap, close the eyes. Rest into your breath. And be silent, still, and easy. Move your mind down to the base of your spine, feeling your sits bones root down into the earth. And this tamasic, heavy earth element. Invite your breath to slow down. Enjoy the pauses at the top of the inhalation, at the bottom of the exhalation. Rest in those spacious areas of quiet. And place your hands to your heart center in Anjali. We'll work with the bija or seed mantras, the tantric seed mantras of the energy of Saturn. Om Pram, Preem, Praum, Sa. Inhale in. Om Pram, Preem, Praum, Sa. Shaniyaye Namaha. Prostrations to this energy that brings us into peaceful solitude. Inhale. Shaniyaye Namaha. Welcome to your practice, my friends. Let's start with Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, to bring the body, the mind into this place of restful peace, this calm abiding that we'll invoke throughout our practice. Peace sign, fingers to the forehead, right thumb to right nostril, inhaling through left nostril. When the lungs are full, close left nostril, open right nostril, slowly exhale. And then inhale in right nostril. When the lungs are full, close right nostril, open left, exhale, and continue inhaling in one side, exhaling out through the other side. Excellent. And gently release the hand. Inhale deeply, touch together thumb and first finger in Jnana Mudra. And gently retain the breath. Exhale out completely. So we're going to open the gateway at the back of the neck where we embody stress and strain. And we're going to open the gateway at the belly where we embody internal emotions. So back of the neck is where we process our dealings with the outside world. And then the belly where we deal with processing our own emotions. So 3 fingers, index, middle, and fourth fingers, chin slightly to chest. You're going to massage in and towards the spine, kind of pulling at the fascia. This is the Yan gateway at the back of the body. And breathe as you do this, and then flick your fingers back over your shoulders. And again, massaging like little windshield wipers in and down. And then flick your fingers back over your shoulders. Keep the jaw soft. And as we practice each one of these planetary practices, I've been telling you a little bit of the mythology behind it. And the mythology of Saturn is particularly potent for our times right now. So I'll share with you a little bit of that mythology. And one more time, just massaging in and down, moving the fascia, and then flicking fingers back. Good, and now the front gateway. This is the yin gateway at the front of the body. Notice how the shoulders feel. Inhale. Hands onto the knees, lean forward. Exhale out through the nose, and then the mouth. Take the fingers, swipe them out from the rib cage with the belly soft. Where we internalize emotional stress and strain. Inhale. Lengthen the spine, lean forward, exhale out through the nose, and then all the way out through the mouth. Sweep. Those of you who know Uddiyana Bandha can take a light Uddiyana Bandha here if you like to, lifting the rib cage and softening the psoas. Inhale. Lean forward, exhale out through the nose, and then the mouth. Soften. And one more time. And then release, come forward. We'll begin very easy child's pose. Knees down onto the mat, chest down onto the thighs, forehead down. Ujjayi breath, inviting in this quality of shantam, of peace. Of letting yourself be heavy. Of letting yourself let go. And come up onto your hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Begin to take your cat and cow, inhaling and exhaling. So, the mythology of Saturn, Saturday, the moon, the sun, who it burns very, very brightly. He had a wife named Sandhya, very auspicious, beautiful wife, inhaling up and exhaling down. And she loved the sun very much, but the problem was that every time she got near to the sun, she'd get burnt. So she didn't want to have children with the sun, because you can imagine having sex with the sun wouldn't be very fun. You'd get all burnt up. And even though she was immortal, this caused her pain. Straight line, crown of head to tailbone, rotate left hand back. Pull back through the wrist. Tuck the toes. So she formulated or created a shadow of herself, and this shadow was named Chaya. Rotate other wrist back. Pull back. Chaya meaning shadow. and the sun's real life, Sandhya, went off, walk your hands out in front of your shoulders. So a very careful practice today. Not careful as in delicate, but careful as in deliberate. This is the energy of Saturn. Tuck the toes. Begin to lift the tailbone high. Roll the inner thighs in. Press down through the hands. Squeeze the hands together. Lift way up onto the toes. And take 3 deep breaths here, finding this shape. Knees bent, tailbone lifting up high. Inhale, and as you exhale, begin to press your thigh bones up and back in space. Scissor your inner thighs in. Press through your hands. Take a deep breath. Lift the tailbone up. Offer the lumbar spine down and in. So imagine the lower back offering to your belly button. Then inhale, and as you exhale, melt the heart center down just a little bit. 5 breaths. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to a high plank, or you could have your knees down onto the mat to modify. Squeeze the inner thighs. Find the discipline that is the energy of Saturn. Inhale, exhale, bend the elbows. Hover. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So Sandhya formulated this shadow, this chaya, this woman that looked exactly like her, except she was made of shadow. But the sun didn't know. Breathe. Control is the energy of Saturn. Discipline and control and karma. That which we have to do, that which we must move through in this lifetime, and it's our choice to move through that with great anxiety or great shantam, great peacefulness. And Saturn is always trying to teach us shantam, teach us peace value. Turn out through the right toes. Take a deep exhalation. Left foot comes through. Hands down to the mat or alongside of the front left foot or onto blocks. Pull the head of the left femur back. Press down through the ball of the left big toe. Lift through the back right arch. Lengthen through the spine. So don't round down and over. Lengthen. Tips of the scapula down the back. Squeeze the inner thighs. Find that crystallization of the body. When you not lock in, but you find the engagement of the musculature up around the bones. And you are present in the spaces between the inhalation and the exhalation. Notice the part of the self that wants to rush ahead, that wants to move out of the present moment, that wants to get on to the next pose, the next thing. But stay here a while. Saturn teaches us patience. Saturn teaches us patience. Exhale, bend your front left knee, lift through the right heel. Some friends through a vinyasa, some friends back to downward facing dog. Come forward, high plank or low plank. I'll take the low plank. Hands underneath the shoulders, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, exhale, bend elbows 3 times. Saturn also is about repetition and even building the muscles. Saturn rules over our muscle tissue. Tuck the toes, inhale from here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find the breath. So Sandhya creates this shadow of herself, this chaya, and Sandhya goes off, I don't know what she does. She goes on vacation. She doesn't have to be near her hot, burning husband. And she sends chaya in for her, this shadow wife. Turn out through the left toes, deep exhalation. Right foot comes through. Slowly straighten through the right knee, hands onto blocks or books or onto the mat. Press into the back left heel, press into the ball of the right foot. Draw the lower belly up, lengthen through the spine. And so all goes very well because chaya, who is the shadow, does not get burnt by the purifying light, heat and light of the sun. And they do their planetary, divine, sexy times. And she becomes pregnant. Actually, she becomes pregnant 3 times. But it's the second pregnancy that concerns us. Breathe. Be patient. And find this crystallization of energy, like the body becoming coal, transforming into a diamond. That pressure of remaining in place, of sheltering in place, is the energy of the Saturnine energy. Lift through the back left heel, bend into the front right knee. Some friends through a very deliberate vinyasa, some friends back to downward facing dog. Inhale, draw the left leg up towards the sky, apply some discipline. Draw your inner thigh in, press through the heel, lift through the lower belly, claw with your fingers. Exhale, left knee to nose, some friends 3 times if you want to generate a little more heat. Some friends draw the foot all the way through, right knee down onto the mat, right hand comes out, lift the lower belly, spiral and open through the left side of the rib cage into a twist, and then be there. Hands down to the mat, to the inside of this left foot. Lift through your back right heel, spiral the right toes out. Ground into the feet, check out your heels. They're roughly in line with each other. Left knee over the midline of the left foot. Get precise, get grounded, crystallize the energy. So Saturn is about patience and discipline. Inhale the upper body up. Press into the back left heel. Inhale. Arms up. Exhale. Warrior 2. 5 breaths. Inhale, rotate this back, right heel, lift up. You might need to bring it forward, bend into your front left knee, scissor the inner thigh in or knee down onto the mat. Lift through the lower belly, inhale up, high lunge. Inhale, exhale, hands down to the mat, optionally through your vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. Don't like how these are interfering with our color scheme so you can't see. Inhale, draw right leg up, roll your right inner thigh in, press into your left heel. If you like to, knee to nose 3 times. Then draw right foot through. Left knee down onto the mat. Draw the left shoulder back. Lift through the lower belly. Rotate your right arm up towards the sky. hand down to the mat, lift up through your back left knee, spiral left toes out, press into the left heel, draw the right thigh back, lift the lower belly up. Find grounded energy. Root down, inhale, arms up, exhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, 5 breaths. Hands can come to the sides of the waist. Spiral this left inner thigh in. It's a long way to go. You might have to draw the toes forward. Place the knee down onto the mat. Scissor in. Find your midline. Draw the lower belly up. Inhale. Expand upward. Hands down to the mat, optionally through your vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. Precise action. So, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. So, Chaya goes to the sun and she gets pregnant, this shadow lady that the sun's wife has created. Inhale, draw your feet up underneath your hips. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale up halfway. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale down and over. Ground into the feet. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. 1. Surya Namaskar for the energy of the sun. Joints of the big toes together. Heels apart. Inhale, expand up. Gaze at the thumbs. Exhale down and over. Gaze at the tip of the nose. Inhale up halfway, drishti to third eye. Exhale, knees and chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, expand upward facing dog. Sphinx or cobra, third eye. Exhale, downward facing dog, navel. And so Chaya, the shadow goddess, is pregnant and she has her baby. Inhale, draw your feet up underneath your hips. Gaze at your third eye. Exhale, release down over your legs. Scissor the inner thighs. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Surya Namaskar, B. Bend the knees. Feel how much heat is created through these Surya Namaskars. This is the heat that poor Sandhya has to withstand. Exhale, swan dive down and over the legs. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, optional vinyasa. Knees and chest. Inhale, third eye. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Patience and discipline. Turn out through your right toes. Deep exhalation. Left foot comes through. Bend into your left knee. Press into the pinky toe edge of the back right foot. Swivel this right inner thigh in. So you're going to have a conversation between the back edge of the foot and the inner thigh. So we don't want to collapse the arch of the foot, but we want the inner thigh to come down and in. Expand up, warrior 1. The energy of Saturn is that of digging one's heels in. So find the aponic, downward, stubborn energy. Exhale. Hands to the mat. It is the energy of survival. Knees and chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, expand up at all costs. Exhale, downward facing down. Find your breath and the pauses between the inhalations and exhalations. Turn out through left toes. Deep exhalation, right foot comes through. Press into back left pinky toe edge of the foot. Bend into the right knee, swivel left inner thigh in. Dig down, tailbone roots. Root into the feet, expand upward. fingertips to the mat, optionally through your vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Be precise, don't swoop. Let the breath lead. Inhale, draw your feet up underneath your hips, expand through the heart. Exhale, release down over the legs, bend your knees, squeeze your inner thighs, sit down. Inhale, expand up, Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Other side, Surya Namaskar B. Bend the knees, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down and over. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale through your vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Be precise, crystalline. Saturn's energy is that of obsidian or hematite, of all crystals really, but whereas rose quartz is the energy of Venus Lakshmi, here you have the dark crystals. Turn out through your left toes. Deep exhalation, right foot comes through again. Then into right knee, dig down. Be precise. Inhale, lift up. Warrior one. Hands to the mat. Optional vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. And turn out through your right toes. Deep exhalation, left foot comes through. Bend into your left knee, dig down. Ground, expand up. Hands to the mat through your vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. Draw your feet up underneath your hips, lift through your heart. Exhale, release down over your legs, bend the knees, squeeze your inner thighs, sit down. Inhale, lift up, Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the heart center. So Chaya, our shadow goddess, feet hip distance apart, lengthen through the sides of the waist, draw the chest down, peace sign fingers around your big toes. Lift up through the heart center, draw down and forward, elbows to the side. Breathe, 5 breaths. Finding the pauses. Our shadow goddess, Chaya, she becomes pregnant and then she has a child. And the son, he's had no idea that he's been with this shadow goddess. He thinks all along he's been with his wife because she's an exact replica, but she's made out of shadow. Hands to the waist, fingers in front, thumbs behind. Deep breath, inhale, up to standing. So root into your feet now. Very deep make me energy. Some friends, if you like to move through a Surya Namaskar to keep the heat. Some friends, back to downward facing dog. Precision. Inhale, feet up underneath the hips. Lengthen through the heart center. Exhale, release down. Deep breath all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Again, feet hip distance apart. Hands to the sides of the waist. Scapula down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, down and forward. Hands underneath the feet. Padahastasana. Draw the inner thighs in. Draw the chest downward. 5 deep breaths. So she has the child, and he is completely black in color, very dark in color, and you can take this how you like, but he's totally dark in color, and the sun has the realization, because the sun is bright and shining and golden and white, that this cannot truly be his son. Of course it is his son, it's just not his son with his wife. Hands to the sides of the waist, fingers in front, thumbs behind. Inhale up to standing. This is a very important posture. This Tadasana In Ashtanga, hands to the sides of the waist, heart slightly forward, rooted down. Present. I am here. Some friends through their vinyasa, some friends back to downward facing dog. I am modifying today. I have a little injury, so I'm modifying. If you like to move through your vinyasa, please do. Move feet up underneath the hips, lift through your heart. Exhale, release down. Take a deep breath all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Move your legs out wide. Prasarita stance. Some friends would like a block behind their back right leg. Left toes in, right toes out. Shoulders over hips. Trikonasana. Very precise. Take your time. Squeeze the inner thighs. Find the midline, the madhya. Arms out to the side. Crystallize the muscles. So draw the muscles into the bone. So find this inward pulsation. Lengthen through the right side of the rib cage. Press into the back left heel very actively. Take the right hand down to the block, the shin, the thigh. Draw the right shoulder down the back, roll the right rib cage under, and then lengthen. So see this? Not tucked under. I hope you can see. Lift your tailbone just a bit so the lumbar spine is curved instead of condensed under. Reach your left arm forward. Pull the head of the arm back into the socket. Spiral the pinky finger down. Draw the left arm all the way by the ear. Shivananda, Trikonasana. Hands down to the mat. Optionally, some friends will move through a vinyasa. Some friends will move back to downward facing dog. So the sun, seeing his sun, the S-U-N, seeing his S-O-N, walk your feet up underneath your hips. Lift through the heart. Exhale, release down. Deep breath. Inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. You'll open out the other way. I'm going to go this way so you can see. Left toes rotate forward, right toes in, Trikonasana. Gateway of shoulders over gateway of hips. Squeeze into the midline. Find the midline. Inhale. Exhale. As you squeeze the inner thighs, begin to lengthen through the left side of the waist. Roll the left rib cage under. Left hand down to the mat or to a block or to the thigh or shin. Then lengthen underneath the left rib cage and let the tailbone lift. So you're not pulling under like a bad dog. You're letting the tailbone, like a great tail, lift up and behind you. You're not hyperextended, but the lumbar spine is gently curved up and back. Reach the right arm forward. Pull the head of the right arm bone back into the socket. Draw the right arm all the way by the ear. Shivananda, Trikonasana. Hands down to the mat, optionally through your vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale, draw the left leg up towards the sky. Roll the left inner thigh in and up, press through the heel. Find that sense of crystallization. Exhale, knee to the nose if you like to 3 times, or draw left foot through. Move a block to the outside of the left foot for most friends. Some friends won't use the block. Back knee could be down onto the mat. Inhale, lift up to a high lunge. Draw Lower belly back, lift through the heart. Parivrita, Parshva Konasana, lift through the right elbow, exhale. Right elbow comes across left knee, lift up out of the sides of the waist. Left hand can go on top of the right, or left hand could go down to the block or down to the mat. Now lengthen through the side of the body, reach left arm forward, pull head of the arm bone back, draw arm bone all the way by the ear. Back heel is lifted, but we aren't twisting through the back foot. Hands to the mat. Optional through your vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. Move precisely. Deliberately, with care, not delicate, but with extreme care, the energy of Saturn is extreme caution. It's also the energy that motivates us to care for each other. So we're really in the grip of Saturn right now, this deep solitude, sheltering in place, of staying where we are, of being alone, but yet also caring for the collective. We're really all not just being me first, I need to do this. We're really thinking about each other. Inhale, draw right leg up towards the sky, scissor the right inner thigh in. Deep exhalation, knee to nose, if you like to, 3 times. Draw right foot through. Parivrita, Parshva Konasana. I missed the Venus energy yesterday. Lakshmi Venus is my favorite. Inhale, expand up. And if you move through all of these daily practices, you'll find those energies that really work, that really are resonant with your energy, and those which are less resonant. And of course, those which are less resonant are probably the ones that you need to do more. Exhale, draw left elbow. It's a very Saturnine thing to say. Venus would say, do what feels good. Lift up out of the side of the waist, right hand on top of the left, or left hand down to the block or mat. Reach the right arm forward, pull the head of the arm bone back, draw the right arm all the way by the ear. Release, hands down to the mat, optionally through your vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky if you'd like to. Knee 3 times forward. With your breath, draw right foot through, turn out through back left heel. Right forearm to the thigh or hand down to the block. Parshva Konasana, reach left arm forward, pull head of arm bone back, draw arm all the way by the ear. Hands to the mat through your vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. So when the sun discovers that his sun is black in color and he feels that it is not his sun because he doesn't believe that it's his sun, and he discovers that Chaya, the shadow, is not his wife. Really, it's just a shadow apparition. And this shadow, of course, is the 2 heads of the lunar eclipse, Rahu and Ketu, that causes the sun to be eclipsed. Inhale as you exhale, left knee to nose if you like to, 3 times. Draw left foot through. Left forearm to thigh. Breathe into the left side of the waist, reach right arm forward. Pull the head of the arm bone back. Draw the arm all the way by the ear. Extended side angle, Parshva Konasana. Hands down to the mat. Optional vinyasa, back to downward facing dog. And then knees down, chest down. Find your child's pose. Be here. Rest. Be soft. Grounded. Shantam, the value of peace. So the sun takes his son, this baby who's black, and he throws him
to the very, very outer reaches of the universe. He exiles Saturn. The sun that is born, that is black in color, is Shani, or Saturn. And he takes the baby and he throws him all the way, exiles him to the outer reaches of the universe. Because for the ancients, Saturn was the furthest planetary energy that they could register or see. Inhale from here, exhale back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, draw your feet up underneath your hips, lift through the heart, exhale, release down. Deep breath, inhale up to standing, exhale, hands to the heart center. Padangustasana. Ground into your right foot, draw your left knee up, or peace sign fingers to your big toes. Your hamstrings should be nice and long now. Ground, be patient, crystallize. Inhale, open left leg out to the left side. Right hand stays to the waist. If you like to rotate the head to the right. Inhale, draw the leg back to the center, arms by the ears. Exhale, feet down. Inhale, exhale. Some friends through their vinyasa, some friends downward facing dog, some friends child's pose. Inhale, draw your feet up underneath the hips, lift through the heart. Exhale, release down, deep breath, inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center, Padangustasana, other side. Ground into the left leg, right knee up, or peace sign fingers to the big toe, press through the heel. Inhale, open right leg out to the right side. If you'd like to rotate your head. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, arms by the ears. Hold. Exhale, foot down. Inhale deeply. Exhale, down and forward. Optional vinyasa or child's pose. 5 breaths, downward facing dog or child's pose. So this little bala, this little child that gets exiled out to the outer reaches of the universe. Roll up onto the knees or down to the knees if you are in downward facing dog. Pranayama, neck and shoulder releases. Double inhalations, tightening the fists. So double inhalation through the nose. Crystallizing muscle tissue is Saturn. Double exhalation through the mouth. Soften. This will pulse prana and breath through the subtle body. Double inhalation. Tighten. Double exhalation. Soften. Inhale twice through the nose. Make everything tight. Lift through the pelvic floor, double exhalation. Soften. Double inhalation. Tighten. Double exhalation. Soften. One more round. Tighten. Double exhalation. Soften. Rotate palms up onto the knees. Take a medium tension through your neck and circle through the neck 3 times to the left side. Head straight up onto the spine. Wiggle side to side.
everything's okay. When we loosen the occipital joints, like little cranial sacral therapy for yourself, everything becomes okay. And loosen the jaw and open the eyes. You can make that sound. And then tighten the neck, circle left side. Om Pram Prim Pram Sa Shani. And head up onto the spine, wiggle side to side. So you can imagine that Saturn, being cast off to the outer edges of the universe, has some daddy issues because Saturn, the sun, does this to him. Circle, head to the left side, no muscular tension, very, very loose. 3 times, head up onto the spine, wiggle side to side, around 3 times, other side, very loose. Head up onto the spine, wiggle side to side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms up, circle backwards, small circles. So for this reason, because Shani, Saturn, is cast out, circle the other direction, to the outer edges of the universe as this black, dark planet that is made of shadow. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms down, circle forward. Saturn becomes the bringer of karma, of what we all must face for our actions. And this is not like, it is a blind justice. Rotate arms back. So this is the energy that gives us a time out. Inhale up. Completely impartially, it says go be alone. Exhale, hands down onto the mat. It is the disciplinary action. And Saturn is the shadow aspects of ourself, come all the way down onto the belly. The shadow aspect of the self that we cast out, like it could be our anger or our sorrow, all the parts of ourselves that we think are unacceptable to express. Draw your shoulders back. Press the pubic bone down. Inhale, lift head and chest. Apply some discipline. Inhale, legs up. Leave the hands down onto the mat. Exhale, open the legs wide. This is for the sciatic nerve. Exhale, draw legs together. If it's too much for your head and neck, forehead onto the mat, but shoulders back. Inhale, legs wide. Exhale, scissor legs together. And of course, Saturnine energy, inhale wide. Accumulates in the muscles, exhale together, and then in the nervous system. Hands down onto the mat. Forehead onto the hands of Makrasana. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Shantam, that value of peace. The peace we find after having done really hard work. And this is the energy of Saturn. And the crocodile pose actually invites us to reclaim, to return back those aspects of the self that we have left out or forgotten or deemed unacceptable. Hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale deeply. Exhale, return back to your child's pose. Shanta, Balasana, peaceful pose. Palms can be up by the heels. If that's comfortable, shoulders drop down to the mat. Roll up through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Bring your legs around to the front. Flex the feet. Sit on the sits bones. Draw the arms by the ears. Dandasana. Staff posture. Find the discipline to be here. 5 breaths. If this is too much for the lower back, hands can reach down, fingertips on the mat, lifting up out of the lower back.
Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Paschimottanasana. Lift up out of the sides of the waist and exhale, lengthen forward. Find the crystalline qualities of the shape. And roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Agni Stambhava, fire log posture. For some of us, this is a cross-legged position, and we'll come down and forward. For some friends, and please be aware of the knees, please be aware of the hips. Flexing the right foot and placing the shin parallel to the mat. Rotate out through the hip and place the left foot on top of the left knee. The left foot on top of the right knee. Draw the left knee down. Now, there might be a really big space. We could place a block here or here. That's fine. Flexing the foot, then open through the hips. Keep the foot flexed and draw down and forward. This is a deep hip opening posture. Very Saturnine in its energy. Roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Take the other direction. So if you're taking Sukhasana, a cross-legged pose, other ankle on top, or left shin down onto the mat, rotate right leg out from the hip. Flex the foot, offering the pinky toe edge down. Ankle to knee, knee to ankle, and then remember this knee might be way up, that's fine. Offering the knee down. Lifting out of the side of the waist, flexing the feet, draw, so there's a sense of drawing the inner thighs in. We're working with this principle throughout. It draws up and in, and then offer down. When we come into the Saturnine energy, we're able to clearly state our fears, our angers, without being emotionally gripped in them. The emotion is there, but we're not in it, we're witnessing, and then that brings us into peace. It's the neutral statement, I feel scared, my stomach hurts, or my shoulders are tight, without being in the whirling grip of that emotional state. The Saturnine energy brings us into the witnessing state. The Shantam, inhale, lift up, exhale, drop, legs around to the front. We'll come down onto our backs, knees into our chest, Apana Asana. Take your left leg down long, flex your left foot, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Bring your left hand across to the right knee. Open your right arm out in a T shape from your shoulder. Inhale. And as you exhale, rotate into a twist. Inhale, exhale, release. Take your right leg, extend it out long. Left knee in towards your chest. And bring your right hand across to your left knee. Inhale from here, exhale. Release, draw your left arm out from your shoulder. Now don't just lose muscular energy here. Find your muscular energy, draw the muscles into the bones, and then rotate into the twist.
So you find the pulsation of in towards the sun and then away, expanding out, away from the sun. The pulsation or spanda of the universe. Inhale from here. Exhale, release, knees in towards the chest. Some friends into a supported bridge pose. Some friends plow pose, and then your shoulder stand, your Sarvanga-asana. Do not turn your head left or right during this. Draw the shoulders in. Press into the shoulders to preserve the cervical spine. Lift the tailbone up. Interference of microphone. Draw legs all the way out behind you. Squeeze the inner thighs, support shoulders down, back of the neck long. If you feel your cervical vertebra pressing into the mat, you need to come out. And I'll show you in a practice next week how to set up blankets to keep the cervical spine really safe here. Inhale, lift left leg and right leg up towards the sky. Move your pubic bone forward. Take legs straight up. Sarvanga-asana, press into shoulders, press into your elbows. So find that crystalline, muscular energy that we've been working with throughout our practice. Knees into nose, slowly roll down through the spine. One vertebra at a time, knees in towards your chest. Hug them and flex the feet. Feet down onto your mat. We'll take a little variation on a bridge pose. Take your hands and actually grab the outer edges of your mat. So the thumbs are going to be on top, the fingers underneath. Draw your scapula in. So you're going to use that to counter, drawing your scapula in. Lift your pubic bone up, press into your feet. Draw your chest up towards your chin. Exhale, roll down through the spine, one vertebra at a time, knees in towards your chest. Rest the soles of the feet together, the knees apart, Baddha Konasana, palms up, or hands to your heart center. And as you're ready, you'll move down onto your back, into your Shavasana. Your long, deep relaxation. Shavam, Shivoham, Shalom, Shanti, Shani, Saturn, all come from the same root, the same word root, which all relate to the energy of Saturn. When we move through anxiety into ambition and then into peace. Come down onto your back. Let your eyes close. Settle the back of the body onto the earth. Swallow. Release your jaw, your throat. Settle down. Be at peace. enlightenment absorbs this universe of qualities. When that merging occurs, there is nothing but the divine. This is the only doctrine. There is no word for it, no mind to understand it with, no categories of transcendence or non-transcendence, no vow of silence, no mystical attitude. And there is no Shiva and no Shakti in enlightenment. And if there is something that remains, that whatever it is the only teaching. They arrive and others arrive, and then they go and the others go, day and night, a constant traffic. Where do they come from? Where do they go? Does it mean anything? Nothing, nothing, nothing. And take a deep breath in and release it out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes and stretch your body. Rub together the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Then roll over onto your right side. And slowly make your way up to seated. Touch together the index fingers and thumbs in Shankha Mudra. Let the eyes close. Be at peace, shantam, whatever arises, an itch in your left foot, movement, pain, pleasure, sorrow, laughter, loneliness, whatever arises, greet it with peace, shantam. I see you there, itch in left foot, I greet you with peace. Peace in and peace out with each breath. Place your hands at your heart center, and Anjali will chant these bija, seed mantras of tantric bij mantras of Saturn. Om Pram Prim Pram Sa. Inhale. Om Pram Prim Pram Sa. Shaniyaye Namaha. Prostrations to that energy of karma. Whatever we've cast out, We honor it and we draw it back into the light for integration. Shaniyaye Namaha. Inhale. Shaniyaye Namah. Dedicate any merit you received from your practice. Offer it out on this Saturn's day to anyone in need. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you so much, friends, for joining and supporting the studio through this and keeping